Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Hangin with Drumrboyjones. I am Jones, and I have a great guest with me tonight. I've known Ryan for a couple of months now, but Ryan, most people know him as RVK or Ryan. He's a frequent guest on the Hair Metal Guru. I've actually been blessed and fortunate to be part of their record series we're doing every week on the Hair Metal Guru's channel, which is doing really great. And he just put up a Robbie Crane video that is just going insane. It's 4 hours long and it's fantastic. So we're much appreciated for our main man, Anthony, over at the Hair Metal Guru. And that's how I met my brother Ryan here. And we're going to go through tonight on Ryan to discuss who Ryan is for all my viewers. And then after that, we're going to go into a often overlooked band from, I guess, started in the 70s up through the 80s. And we're going to go over Y&T right after this. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. And like I said, my guest is Ryan. We all call him RVK. Ryan, for people that don't know and are new to my channel or new to you on my channel, if you would, tell us a little bit about yourself, my brother.
Cool, man. Well, thank you very much for having me on your channel. And it was and is great to get to know you via the Guru channel. And yeah, the record series is very fun. It's awesome. We have some good opinions on that thing, and there's some more opinions coming tomorrow night, Wednesday night for our next one. So we'll see. But yeah, man. Here in California, the Bay Area, Santa Cruz, got going on this stuff because Metal Mike from the 80s Glam Metal Cast and I became buddies, and he's in New York. I'm in California, but just like Guru and Jonesy, like, I've never met you guys in person, but like we talk all the time. We text, we chat. We're on these series together. So we're like old friends that have never met. Yeah. But so I was on the 80s Glam Metal Cast all the time with Mike, and that was awesome. That's how I got started in all the podcast stuff. And then Guru was on his channel, and then the transition kind of happened, and Metal Mike phased out the Glam Metal Cast, and Guru came in, and I proceeded on with Guru and you guys, and it's been amazing and fun, and it's like I said, it's like game day every time we're about to do one of these.
Yeah, right.
So, but I'm in the band Metal Cast with Metal Mike from the 80s Glam Metal Cast, and we put out one CD so far. True to form rock, as you might expect someone like me with a Britney Fox t-shirt to sing with. And I'm a fireman here in California for Santa Cruz City Fire Department. I'm actually at work right now, so change out of my uniform. If I got to run, I got to run. Right. Hopefully not. Hopefully everybody behaves for about an hour or so. And other than that, you can find me. I'm RVK 1981 on Instagram and La Selva Nights with a Z on X. And I really appreciate being here, and I'm looking forward to talking about the local boys for me, Y&T.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me a little bit about, because you and another one of our co-hosts, Jeremy, done a killer version of Rats on Detonator, Giving Yourself Away, right? Was it Giving Yourself Away? Yeah. And man, that was a killer version. And that's the first time I heard you sing. I thought, man, this guy's got some pipes. This is awesome. This is good. So how did that come about?
Well, thank you. Came about via Jason Reed, who is on the Guru channel as well as the Hair Band Basement a lot. Yeah. So Brian was playing bass, Jay Brandon guitar, Metal Mike, I think he did keyboards and bass, Jeremy drums, and then I sang it. And Jason Reed was the one who's like, hey, F&A Records is doing a Rat tribute. If you guys want to, I know you guys all kind of form a band via this channel. Yeah. If you guys all want to do it remotely. So we all submitted our parts. And I don't think the rat thing ever came out because there was some drama, I believe, behind the scenes with
Okay.
the actual rat camp
Yeah.
not appreciating all their music being re-released. So I think that's what happened. So that's how that started, and that was fun. I didn't expect that song to be so fun, but dude, doing it all remotely is the way to go. You can kind of,
Yeah.
I know for me, I could sing a million takes and not embarrass myself in front of my bandmates and go over
Right.
it and over it. But I promise it's all me. A couple of them are probably slightly doubled, but
Well,
it was
hey,
very fun.
yeah, it was awesome, and just a little teaser. Me and my man Ryan, we might have a song or two we might be working on. So I'm looking forward to that. We've went back and forth on a couple of songs. So I've not played. I still play, but I've not played live in golly, probably 6 or 7 years. I sort of just got burnt out on it,
Yeah.
and so that's honestly the reason I started doing this, because I love music so much
Yeah.
that I wanted to talk about it. And then, I hooked up with the guru, which then I hooked up, with Patrick, which then we hooked up with you and Jeremy,
Yeah.
and have, met some fantastic people, and some, it's been an honor and a privilege to get to know you guys. And I always thought I was pretty smart at this kind of stuff. And then I sit back and I listen to you guys and I'm like, man, I don't know shit. These guys know
Yeah. Yeah.
everything.
Right. Not even, but feelings mutual, man. I appreciate what you had to say. And for someone like me, there's no way I could get out and play live. Between being gone so much for work, we work 2 days on, 4 days off if we're lucky.
Yeah.
In those 4 days I have off, I'm basically never off actually for 4 days. We're always having to come in for one reason or another, and we work 24 or 48-hour shifts. So being gone so much, two little girls at home, the guilt level, and I just don't want to be away from them as much.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
so if I voluntarily, like, I don't play golf anymore because that's a voluntary 6 to 8 hours. I'm also away from
Yeah.
my little girls, and
Yeah.
that just isn't right when I'm away so much involuntarily for work. Point being, playing out, doing the live stuff is not something that I could pull off right now. So the remote stuff, the after hours stuff, the talking to you guys, it's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. It's filled a big void in my music passion.
Oh yeah.
Is this? It's filled a huge void, and it's been great. It's been fantastic. So, well,
Yeah,
good, man.
totally.
Thank you, my friend, for sharing all of that. And so, me and you had talked about some bands, and you mentioned Y&T, and I was like, okay, interesting, because I've not listened to Y&T in a long time, and
Mhm.
I was never a huge. I was lucky enough to see Y&T about. It was right before the pandemic, and they made
Mhm.
a run through Nashville. And a good friend of mine is a huge Y&T fan. He's like, "You got to go see them." And I was like, "Okay, I'll go. I'll go with you guys." So I went and was completely floored. I was blown away. They was so good. And about the only thing at, at that time, the only thing that I ever had by Y&T, and I still to this day love it. It's one of my favorite records I love to listen to, was Down for the Count.
Oh yeah.
So I had Down for the Count, but that was about it. I'd heard some of their stuff, here and there, but Down for the Count, I knew every song. I knew, it. I love that record. I think it come out in a perfect time,
Yeah.
and it come out at a perfect time, and it sounded the way it should have sounded. And I think that record should have been huge. But
Yeah.
so what you was talking about your hometown boys. So what
Yeah.
what drew you into Y&T?
Oh man. Massive Y&T guy. They are from the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. I'm
Right.
just south of that by like an hour. So my brother-in-law is so my sister's 10 years older than I am.
Okay.
My brother-in-law is about 14 or 15 years older than I am. And we were at their like pre-wedding party in the mid 90s. and Black Tiger came on the radio, and I was like, "Who is this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's YNT." And I was like, YNT, and then no, Y and T. I was like, okay. So I went out in like 95 and I bought the 81 to 85 best of. And I was like, that's it. These guys are fucking killer. Like, I am in for YNT. And then I realized, oh my God, they're local. Like, they still play. Like, they play. There's a club here in Santa Cruz, and it holds like, I don't know, 1,500 people. And every year they play it. And they've played it probably every year that they've been together since the mid 90s. They regrouped in like 96 for that album Musically Incorrect, which is great. And they've played there like every year. So I've probably seen YNT more than I've seen any other band. I've probably seen them, I don't know, 10 times from like the late 90s till, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And the other great thing is we have the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, and it's a massive venue. You know, it's equivalent to like something on the East Coast, you know?
Yeah.
And every year before that pesky COVID came along, they would do a summer concert series where they set up a massive stage on the sand. So you have the regular beachgoers, you have the regular tourist attraction boardwalk, all the locals, and they had like nothing but nostalgia bands, like the Starships. They had Warrant, Great White, Quiet Riot. Who's that red-haired singer? The blonde
Autograph.
Tiffany.
That
kind of stuff.
Tiffany.
Well,
yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, like and like every year there was Eddie Money and YNT. YNT would play there, and they would draw a giant crowd. I'm not exaggerating. There was probably 10,000 people watching YNT on a massive stage, you know, up on the upper decks where the rides are, all on the actual boardwalk, down on the sand, and then they set up seating. So there was legitimately probably 10,000. Like, the biggest crowds they play was at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. And these guys delivered. So when you said like you saw them and you were blown away, everybody kind of like, we always talk about I saw so-and-so, they were so good. It blew me away how good they were.
Yeah.
Dave Meniketti is that guy where like you see him and you're like, dude, you're probably 70.
Yeah.
And he sounds as good as he did and legitimately in like 89. Like, his voice has not taken that weird turn. Like, even as good as Sammy Hagar sounds right now, you could tell he's got a little bit different voice.
Yeah.
Same with Joe Elliott. Joe Elliott really lost the rasp, and he has to like kind of fool the crowd with like a little falsetto clean voice, but he still hits the notes, and you're like, still sounds good. And he does.
Yeah.
Dave Meniketti, it's really not any different than it was in the heyday.
Yeah. You're exactly right. And you brought up Sammy, and I think that was a very good comparison. They remind me so much of each other. And like you said, and I'm a huge Sammy fan, you know, I'm a huge Sammy Hagar fan. And, you know, and you're exactly right. Sammy, you know, Michael Anthony takes over the high stuff now, you know, I mean, you know, Sammy can't do it no more up that point.
Yeah.
But Sammy's still fantastic. But Dave, I was watching some videos last night after me and you had talked, and I watched some from just a couple of years ago, you know, because he had some health issues, right? He had, I think he was going through cancer.
Yeah, he did. I think it was prostate cancer. So he was kind of sidelined for a while. But he bounced back, obviously, and they're out there playing.
Yeah. And sounded fantastic. I mean, it was so good. And, but I sort of went down the past couple of nights trying to do a little homework, and like I said, the Down for the Count, you know, we don't have to go album by album, track by track. We don't have to do that. But you know, I was just going, did you ever get to hear the first couple of records that was Yesterday and Today?
Yeah. So I got a funny story about that. So we had a local flea market, and because they're a local band, that's where I got most of my YNT collection growing up. Okay. So like a lot of their shit was out of print. And so I would get all like the vinyl and this and that. So I was at the flea market in high school and I found the first two Yesterday and Today records.
Wow.
And I was like, and at the time I was like, whatever, like I love Y&T, so I bought those albums.
Yeah.
And so fast forward to the summer concert series at the Boardwalk, they did two shows. So it would be like a 5 p.m. to 6:30, and then for like 45 minutes they do a meet and greet. So people just line up on the side of the stage, big old table, get shit signed, meet the band, take pictures, this and that. So I'm in line and I had a backpack on and I take it off and I pull out each record, the first one and the second one, and the hush comes over the crowd. I swear to God, people were like, and Dave grabs it and he goes, "Now this is what I'm talking about." And he signed both of them for me. And I put them in my backpack and people were looking at me like I just hit the jackpot and they were going to jump me after the show to steal my shit. And I was like, uh-oh, I better fucking go incognito for a minute. These people are after me. So yes, I have heard them. They're cool, and I'm pretty fortunate to have found them when I did. They were
Yeah.
probably like $2 each, and
Yeah.
then I got them signed.
And wow, that's pretty cool because
Yeah,
I've just heard the couple of tracks that sort of floats around on YouTube.
yeah,
And you can tell. I mean, they was a little harder edge 70s rock for the
yeah,
time because this was what mid to late 70s. And but you could already tell. I mean, Dave already had the chops and it was good stuff. It was good stuff. And then so the first thing I guess under the Y&T moniker was Earthshaker. And
yeah.
Earthshaker, man, I'm pulling up some tracks right now, but one that stands out to me is the riff on Rescue Me.
Mm-hmm.
That song is just so badass. I listened to it 3 or 4 times today. I mean, just that riff
Yeah,
alone, I was like, uh-oh. It was just so good.
yeah. Well, that's the one that was on the radio. So that was the one
Okay.
like locally. Rescue Me was played. God, I'd probably say 2 or 3 times a week on our local radio station, and
Yeah.
they were very, very faithful to Y&T. Y&T would do in studio performances. They would that radio station would promote solo gigs because in the late '90s, Meniketti did a blues album, and they would do like little free concerts with him playing in like a random park in San Jose, California, stuff
Right.
like that. So they were really into Y&T and pretty faithful. So Rescue Me was the one that was played kind of only actually, like
Okay.
maybe Summertime Girls when they would do like an 80s special,
Yeah.
hour or so. But for the regular airplay, that was it.
So Ryan, so you put up you done a top 10 of your favorite Y&T songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I didn't. I done just sort of a broad overview. So do you want to go through your top 10 and we'll just bounce song to song? Does that sound good?
That sounds great. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool, cool. So what would your number 10 song be?
Well, yeah, this was brutal because you being like so this band is that they don't have a clunker. You know what I mean? Like their entire record collection, their discography, there's not one record where I'm like, that was their slang. That was their belly to belly. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
to me, there's nothing in there that I can consider a clunker. So
Yeah.
it was tough to to choose, but my number 10 is off the album 10, and the song is called Let It Out. It's a deep track. It wasn't a single, I don't think. I think they
Right.
probably only had the one in that'll be mentioned later. But yeah, this one's killer intro, big drums, and a pre-chorus from hell. Are you familiar with the 10 record?
Oh yes, yes, I am. That was
Okay.
probably the last record that I'm familiar with. I mean, I've
Okay.
heard the last two or three just in pieces, but 10 is the last sort of record I'm familiar with.
Yeah, it's killer. This song has the big whoa whoas and oh ohs, the
Yeah,
huge chorus type thing, and
yeah,
huge, great pauses and spaces between, just lets the song breathe. And I love this song. Red Hot and Ready was the other one on my honorable list,
yeah.
but Let It Out, I had to throw in there.
So, so what's the deal? Do you know what the deal is? Which at this time they had done got what was his name? Jimmy DeGrazzo,
Yeah,
and to replace the original guy.
yeah.
But something about this I was reading, and I'm even seeing it right here, that they pulled in Steve Smith from Journey to redo most of the drums on this record. Did you know
I
that?
didn't. I did not know that actually, because I know they were super stoked on DeGrasso when he came in for Contagious.
Yeah, yeah. That's what
So
I
so
thought too. And I didn't know it just said, that DeGrazzo's original tracks were redone by Steve Smith. Well, it says right here, due to producer Mike Stone insisting on bringing in another drummer. And I've always liked DeGrazzo, and
yeah, that surprises me, and it surprised me that I didn't know that, because like I have the Y&T documentary and all that stuff, so maybe
yeah,
I blanked that part out or something. But I know that like they had, so the 10 record was like their final big push.
yeah,
Like if they didn't make it on 10, they were like, dude, we can't bubblegum up anymore to try to appeal to the massive crowd and
yeah,
have outside riders come in. And if this ain't gonna do it, then that's it. So that's probably why he was in there, but it's a bummer.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I agree. And, you know, I always liked Leonard Hayes. I always thought he was a
yeah,
good drummer. And, I think that a lot of them, except for Dave, had their substance abuse troubles. And,
yep, absolutely.
but okay. All right. So moving on to number nine. What was your number nine?
I got Barroom Boogie. And
Okay.
this one was it's off Black Tiger, but I really did fall in love with it off the best of 81 to 85, because it's a
Yep.
live version. And that's the one that the biggest difference in that song is in the middle of so the original one says, unless you're a star or have a PhD. This one, Dave goes, unless you're a star or into YNT, and the
Yeah.
crowd goes crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's the so much personality in this song. So Barroom Boogie is like, it's like Bon Scott shit, dude. It's like he's basically painted you such a good picture of like being in a bar, meeting chicks. Woke up with a trash can head, like
Yeah.
it's like, oh, but you are home. It's like, I'm fucking home. I'm next to you. Like, get out.
Yeah. And Black Tiger, and we was talking earlier, I Down for the Count was my introduction to Y&T, and I went backwards after that. And, and to be honest with you, I don't even think I went plumb back. Black Tiger is probably the furthest I went back.
Yeah,
And yeah, that was a great record. From Black Tiger to Down for the Count, to me, there's nothing on those records that was like, that just sucks. I mean,
no,
everything, some's not as good as the others, but they're great records. If you've not heard Y&T, which a lot of the people that watch my show, especially some of my friends and local people here, love the hair bands, but they're sort of like me. They loved your Poisons, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, Cinderella, Motley, and this is off their radar, because
yeah,
it wasn't big MTV videos. It wasn't played on the radio that much. And but yeah. And one thing that
I
hit me
think,
to
I think,
go ahead.
well, I think Y&T is more of like an early '80s band. Like people think of them as like the 81 to 83 or 4 type of band, and that they like kind of topped out in 85.
Yeah.
What this might, what this video might bring awareness to is Contagious and
Yeah.
10,
Yeah.
because those two albums are as crunchy, Warren DeMartini guitar tone as it gets. Like those are solid, big vocal hair band records.
Yeah. And they, one thing that I was thinking about when I was listening to this is, when the Crew got their start, they played with Y&T,
Yeah.
and Stryper. And so if you listen to those first 3 or 4 records, it's so representative of that time that all, if you go to Rat, Dokken, Motley Crue, Stryper, Y&T, all of that in those early to me, it wasn't hair metal at the time. I mean, it was
Right.
hard rock, heavy metal. It
Yeah.
wasn't thrash, it wasn't speed. It was just hard rock, heavy metal, and they was just as good as those guys, as all of
Totally.
those guys.
Yeah, and it's odd that Y&T didn't get huge because Motley did a favor back to those guys who Motley used to open for Y&T in the club days.
Yeah,
And then on the Theater of Pain tour, Y&T was the opener. And they
yeah,
had a big hit in Summertime Girls out at that time. So it is odd that Y&T didn't get huge. It's probably honestly because at the time they didn't have a Bret Michaels
yeah,
or a Bon Jovi up front.
yeah. But had somebody that musically wise technician could blow them plumb off the stage. And
Yes.
that's not a knock to Bret Michaels or Vince Neil
Yeah.
or any of that, because I love them. I love them.
Yes.
But,
Yeah.
he just had that. Oh, he had the power behind his voice, so
Oh,
good.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So good. All right. So what you got next?
Okay, yeah, back to the 10 album. I got Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. This song should have been huge. And
It
like I
should
said,
have been huge.
yeah, and this was like they tried it one last time. They
Yep.
got slick, they prettied up. One last attempt. The music video's killer.
Yep.
And we didn't mention Steph Burns. He came in on the 10 record.
Right.
And Steph Burns is rad. He was in Alice Cooper and in Huey Lewis, and later on, and his brother was my fire captain here at Santa Cruz Fire
Wow.
Department. So yeah, his brother Josh, who also is a good musician, but obviously took a different path in life.
Yeah.
So yeah, Josh, it was my captain for shit. I don't know. I probably worked with him for close to 10 years.
Yeah.
And he introduced me to Steph Burns at a Huey Lewis concert, probably in like 2012 or something like that. And he was really, really a cool guy.
So you got to see Huey.
I did.
Man, I'm so envious and jealous, because that is one of the 80s bands that I truly, truly, truly love.
Me
that
too.
I've never got to see.
Oh, brutal. Yeah, I
So-
saw him like probably 4 years in a row. He used to come to this place called the Mountain Winery.
Wow.
And it's right south of San Jose. It's called Los Gatos. It's a real ritzy place. Like you can't find a house in Los Gatos under 2 million right now. And I'm talking a shoebox. You looking at like a one bedroom, one bathroom, even if that exists.
Yeah.
Some techie from Palo Alto will bulldoze the shit out of that. Reach into his pocket, give you $1 million cash, bulldoze it, and that'll be that. And that's just it's amazing property. It's always warm. You grow vines there, grapevines, or you could send your kids to the best school. And so that's where this place was. So it was like a later in the career for a lot of these bands. It's a very popular nostalgia venue. So you got like Tears for Fears, Don Henley. I saw Don Henley there. Huey Lewis. What's the dude from? God, hold on, blanking on his name. Back in the High Life.
All
Steve
right.
Winwood.
Steve Winwood. That's it. Steve Winwood. Back in the High Life again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you've seen some cool people. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. My next one. This is off the Contagious album. This is the first of 4 songs off of Contagious. And
Wow.
this song, this one is Rhythm or Not. And this is perhaps the song that makes me headbang the absolute hardest in the Y&T catalog.
Okay.
I'm not sure why I have it at number 7, but this could very well be in the top 3. Rhythm or Not. If you guys aren't familiar with that song,
Yeah.
it has the most killer kick in and squealing guitar and simple crunchy riff. It's amazing.
Well, I'm probably gonna say something here that is not when Contagious first come out, because I love Down for the Count so much, I was completely let down.
Really?
I really was, because I was like, this is going to be fantastic. And I guess it just didn't hit me at the time right. But I love it now. And yes, that is a killer heavy song. I love that song.
I mean, Down for the Count was the one that a lot of the old Y&T fans from like the early 80s were like, they fucking sold out. Like, listen to Summertime Girls. So, like, Summertime Girls is the only part of Down for the Count where you can consider that they may have sold out and used the keyboards, because the rest of Down for the Count is hard shit.
Yeah.
And Contagious, the early 80s fans were probably like, you sound a little bit too late 80s for me. I think they probably needed Y&T to be a little dirtier.
Do you think, and I'm just doing a comparison here, and I might be completely off base. Do you think Contagious is sort of like Rat's Detonator?
Yeah, I would say so. Like, in terms of like the big sound, the big production, the obvious like desire for the like can't wait on, like that kind of big shit. And like I could see the big choruses and the oh-ohs and the whoa-ohs that they do like on Contagious and stuff. Like I could see that kind of pissing some people off. Although it is right up my alley, as is Detonator.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Detonator, for the longest time, Detonator, and most Rat people will say Detonator was my favorite Rat record for and a lot of people, says it's Out of the Cellar, and Out of the Cellar is great, but I bounce back and forth between an Invasion and Detonator. And I even love stuff on Dancing Undercover. This is not a Rat podcast, but no, I just thought when you mentioned that, I was like, it's sort of around the same time and sort of the same way that I thought Rat was, and that's where.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah,
but yeah, great one. All right. So you said this is one of 4 off Contagious. I like it.
Yeah, Contagious is my choice Y&T album.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, my next one definitely is not this. It's number 6. I got Black Tiger, the song Black Tiger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, speaking of headbanging, like that intro is epic. And I imagine all those little like jungle noises at the beginning, like the wow, wow. I bet you that's Dave Meniketti and those guys just fucking around and being like, making animal noises. But dude, yeah, this I think Black Tiger was the song I heard on the radio, and I was like, who is this?
Yeah.
So it was either Rescue Me or Black Tiger.
Okay.
But yeah, and I love how killer vocals, killer guitar, but the bass on this song from a non-bass player, like it stood out. Like you can hear Phil Cannemore, who's like the ideal looking rock star, by the way.
Yes.
God rest his soul.
Yeah.
But it's like his bass was up front on this song, and with the Meniketti genius and Phil Cannemore, Mr. Rock and Roll in there, like this song is that I could see why most people gravitate towards early 80s Y&T.
Yeah. Yeah. And then and I'm like you, I'm not a bass player either. And, as a drummer, I love the drums and the bass, but to me, there is a fine line between a bass being, you can't hear it, it's perfect, or it's way too loud. Yeah. It's such a fine line there.
Yeah.
And well, like you said, the
thing with this song with Black Tiger is it comes up front and then goes back to where it should be.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden it'll creep through like almost in a lead part, and then it'll fall right back. Like, you got your like Cliff Williams from AC/DC, who is like he's seen but not heard, but he's there.
Yeah.
And like to a bass player, they're like, that is the the ideal job, being the bass player for AC/DC,
Yeah.
But then you listen to it, like listen to Shot Down in Flames, and I can hear Phil. I'm sorry, I can hear Cliff going up and down and up and down. And I'm like, oh, this bass makes a huge difference. And then when I was playing in a band locally and the bass was not doing what it should be doing, it completely fucked me up vocally.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. Like I was such a novice at it. I was like, why am I singing this out of key? Like something is off. And then the guitar player would be like, yeah, it's the new bass player. He doesn't know and I'm like, oh my God, this makes a difference.
That's
So
right.
like, it's total secret weapon.
Well, let's keep rocking and rolling. So that was your, I believe that was your second one off Black Tiger too. Barroom Boogie and Black Tiger.
Yep, totally. Yeah. And here, number 5 here, I got the song Contagious. And so when I got this LP when I was like 15, and I taped it from my dad's stereo system from the LP onto the tape.
Okay.
And so like my early and like the most played it ever was for me was, late 90s. I was like, a teenager. I had just gotten my first truck, and it only had a tape player.
Yeah.
And so this thing, I can hear the record scratching, you know what I mean? Because I taped it.
Yeah.
And that's how I recall this album. And I listened to this whole thing so many fucking times. And I found my Y&T gem of an album. And talk about the haze and the big hey-hays and the big O's and woes. And like, this song is humongous.
Oh, it's huge.
This album should have been 5 times platinum, dude. Like, this thing is so killer.
Yeah.
And let me paint a picture about how like local heroes they were. So there's like concert promotions that I've seen, like newspaper clippings on Facebook. And I actually found a t-shirt promoting this show. Y&T headlined an amphitheater in the Bay Area for a Halloween package show. It was like, I think it was Wasp, Tesla, Y&T, and Y&T were the headliners. Now they headlined an amphitheater that draws like AC/DC and Def Leppard. Like, that's how popular they were in the Bay Area. They could sell out like a 15,000 seater, and then they're playing clubs in the Midwest.
Yeah.
So that
reminds me a lot of I think sort of the same way with Kicks in Baltimore.
Yes. Totally.
Kicks can sell out, like you said, a 15,000 seat arena in Baltimore, and then they come to Nashville in a 1,000-seat club, and it might have 400 people.
Yeah, totally.
Unbelievable.
I know, it's weird.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. And around, and we've talked about this before. We wear this stuff on our sleeve, and when you hear things like that, it's like, I can't remember which one of you guys was like, I went and seen, Slaughter or Winger or something. And, there was 10 people there. No, it was Quite Right, wasn't it? Wasn't it Anthony talking about Quite Right? He went and seen Quite Right, and there was like 20 or 30 people there.
Crazy.
And it's just like, oh, unbelievable.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
All right, man. Awesome. So where are we at? So to number 4.
Number 4. Yeah. Here's where I got Lipstick and Leather off In Rock We Trust. And yeah, this one ranks right behind Rhythm or Not for my ultimate headbanger. Like every time I've seen them, and they managed to play this song.
Let's move on to your number 3. What is your number 3?
All right. From Contagious, here's where I have Eyes of a Stranger.
Ooh.
And this is the second to last song on the album. And one thing I'll say about Y&T when they play live is they hit their entire catalog. Yeah. They don't forget about shit. And like the times I've seen them several times, they've dug some songs out. And I've been like, there's six other people in this crowd that know this shit, and I'm so pumped right now. But I'm like one of six people that knows what song this is. Now, Eyes of a Stranger probably got like 100 out of 1,000 that know this song.
Yeah.
But man, the song's killer. Um, YNT fans are a lot like AC/DC fans, where like you really know every song, and they play them all. Like, they have to play the hits, but YNT fans are so dedicated, they know them all. Just like, if AC/DC played anything off of Highway to Hell and anything off the Back in Black, everybody'd be totally okay with it.
Yeah. Right.
Doesn't matter if it's just the hits. It's kind of the same thing here. And I mean, the crunch of this guitar tone is so amazing. So Eyes of a Stranger is, dude, it's up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Another good one, man. Very good. Very
Yeah.
good. All right. So let's move on to your number two.
Okay, again off Contagious. This one is called LA Rocks. And I
Oh,
believe it's the second song on the album. Speaking of guitar tones, holy shit. One of the best intros ever. Crunchy guitar. Huge drum intro. Reminds me of a song that could have had like 2 or 3 choruses within it because it's so catchy through and through. It's like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So this caps off my Contagious love of 4 songs on this thing. 2 from 10. But man, this album blows me away. I never get sick of it. And this song is so ripping.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Another good one, man. Can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. So I'm super curious because there's 2 or 3 that I would have put in my top 10 that you have not hit yet. So I'm curious to see if you hit one of mine.
I bet you I did. I
All
bet
right.
you I did. So this one is off of Black Tiger, and the song is Forever.
Oh yeah, that is a
And
good one.
so, this is maybe the most ahead of its time song in existence. This think like epics, Still of the Night, For Those About to Rock, and YNT's Forever.
Yeah.
The song seems to never end. I remember I was playing high school football in the 90s when no one gave a shit about this music. The most rock those guys got was AC/DC, maybe Metallica.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
played this during weight training one time, and I saw several guys bobbing their heads and tapping their foot like, fuck, who is this? This is killer. So, I mean, it appeals to people. I can't say enough about this masterpiece from 1982, but I truly think this is hugely ahead of its time. Total epic.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Very, very good. So, man, that's very interesting. So I've got to ask, and my memory sucks, dude, and I apologize, but did you not have a single song off of In Rock We Trust?
I had one off in Rock We Trust. I had Lipstick and Leather. I did not have any off of Mean Streak, which pained me,
Yeah.
or Down for the Count,
Yeah.
which or Earthshaker, because my honorables, I won't go detail them. I'll just say I had Rescue Me, Hungry for Rock, Open Fire, Mean Streak, Rock and Roll is Gonna Save the World, Summertime Girls, Armed and Dangerous, Bodily Harm, Hard Times, Red Hot and Ready, a song called Long Way Down from Musically Incorrect from '96,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then two really random songs from I think they're called Unearthed box, or Unearthed 1 and 2. And it's a song called Wild If I Wanna and another one called Face to Face. So
Okay.
those were like demos, and they may have appeared on a soundtrack. But yeah, I mean, Mean Streak, I actually routinely crank that song still. Open Fire, same way. And I got nothing against, like I said, any of their albums, but like especially for hitting the '80s albums, I had to throw some love to 10, throw some love to Contagious on there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There was a couple. Well, you just mentioned Rescue Me.
Yeah.
Is definitely in mine, and Mean Streak as well.
Yeah. That was hard to leave off.
But one of my favorite songs is "Don't Stop Running,"
Yeah, I know. That's a
and
good one.
that was just to me that's almost a quintessential. There you go,
Yeah.
quintessential 80s hairband song.
Yeah.
It's more of a, you could tell they was heading that direction. And I was watching a video last night, and on In Rock We Trust, they brought in this guy, and you probably know his name. I can't remember, but they brought in this guy to do writing and helping with this record to push some hits out.
I know it because it's Jeff Paris.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah. And I knew that because I'm a big Jeff Paris fan. He has 3 solo albums from the heyday that are really, really good. And my
Okay.
favorite Jeff Paris song is Lucky This Time. And it was made famous by Mr. Big on Lean Into It.
Yeah.
Um, and that's by far my favorite Mr. Big song. But then Jeff Paris did that on his like 93 record. Can't remember the name of the record, but that record made one of my 1993 lists. I think it was on the
Okay.
80s Glam Metal Cast. It's that good where, I mean, he's next to like Scorpions Face the Heat, Vince Neil's Exposed, Crown of Thorns, shit like that, where I was like, Jeff Paris's album is rad. And I remember reading about Jeff Paris coming in to do writing with Y&T, and those guys were like, fuck no, like we
Yeah.
got this. And then he came in and they totally got along with him really well. And he was polite and nice and did help them kind of boost to their catalog.
Yeah. But what I did find interesting to me, the poppiest song off that was just from Meniketti was don't stop running. That didn't have any
Yeah.
outside. That was just him,
Oh,
and so
oh,
I
okay.
thought that was interesting. But yeah, you could tell they was going in that. And another one on that record that I really really liked was Masters and Slaves, and
Yeah.
they
Killer.
played that one. I remember they played that one when we seen them, and that was really good. But I man, I cannot lie. It blows my mind, and it's not a knock by no means. You know that, but I would all my top 10 Y&T songs could almost be uh Down for the Count record.
Yeah. You know, that's funny you say that because I was thinking about joking with you and just go top to bottom contagious. And so I totally feel you there, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's funny. They have all those songs that start with A. So when you're looking at the track listing, it's like All American Boy, Anytime at All, and what's the other one?
Anything for money.
Anything for Money. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, is that Anytime for All? Is that or any? Is that any?
Anytime at all. Yeah.
Anytime at All? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like those, and there might even be another one down there, but I was like, oh, another A, another A, another A. That just kind of looked funny in the track listing. That's apropos to nothing. It just reminded me that like if you were to just go down the track listing, you'd hit all those. But yeah, I don't blame you, dude. Like that's a killer. I think the poppiest song on that record is All American Boy. Like
And that's probably my favorite
the
song.
pink Stratocaster. Yeah. The pink Stratocaster shit. And you're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what?
And, glass, what did he say? Glass packs and a 454. And,
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I even watched the video to that last night, and I was like, well, some of those videos was super cheesy, but man, those songs was super, super good. And
Yeah, dude. I think that Summertime Girls video it's so killer. It actually reminds me a lot of the Huey Lewis "If This Is It" video.
yeah,
And that the Huey Lewis video was filmed at the beach that I was talking about that they
okay,
have the summer concerts in.
yeah,
And it's the main beach in Santa Cruz where there's volleyball courts and a big wharf and the boardwalk. So Huey filmed it there because Huey's local as well.
yeah,
And then the Y&T video, I believe, was in Southern California, but that's where he met his wife. He's still
okay,
married to her. Yeah.
right, okay, yeah. She's like the manager and things now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. I'd heard that, and but yeah, All American. I mean, that I guess just because that was my introduction to Y&T was that record, and I went head over heels for that record. I probably played it just over and over and over and over and
Yeah.
over, and
what's the last? Is the last song on that album? It's called "Hands of Time."
Hands of Time. Yeah.
That is such a quality song. Like that. That could have been a huge. It's a
Yeah.
ballady. You know,
Yeah.
that could have been huge. Like obviously Y&T did a great job, but because they weren't getting the recognition like that, if like say Queensryche or Cinderella did that song, it might have been a huge one.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're exactly right. But yeah, man, it has been really super fun. And it's really been fun going back down those older records. And even, I even listened to some things off Face Melter last night,
Yeah.
and there's things like there's nothing, even Face Melter. I was like, it's good stuff. Now, it didn't hit me like some of the,
Yeah.
but it's definitely not a record where you'd go, this sucks.
No.
I've not seen a song yet on any of their records where I'm just like, what the hell is this?
No. No. There's a one we didn't talk about at all. It's called Endangered Species. It's from 98 or something like that, like a super off year
Yeah,
for this kind of music.
was that
But
right after what was the other one?
it went musically incorrect, and then Endangered Species.
Yeah, it was right after Musically
Um,
Incorrect. Yeah.
and that one, it's a lot like when we talked about Still Climbing Cinderella, and a few of those tracks when we did the Guru video, I was like, had this been recorded in for Long Cold Winter, it would have been such a huge production, epic Cinderella song. Same with Endangered Species, where the songs are good, but it's more like Hendrix raw
Yeah.
than, I mean, it's like super far away from Contagious, but it's still dirty Y&T.
Yeah.
But it's more like, hey man, we're not on a big label. This is kind of our show now.
Yeah.
Uh, like we're gonna like, and Meniketti adored Hendrix, so it's more of that like 70s rock vein. Still really good, and you can't deny the Y&T or the Meniketti touch.
Yeah.
But another album that no one should overlook is the Meniketti solo album. It's just called Meniketti, and I think it's from I don't know, early 2000s.
Okay.
And
Didn't even know about that.
yeah, it's as Y&T as it gets without being Y&T. And you kind of question like, well, why didn't he just call it Y&T? He would have made more money, maybe, put it
Yeah.
out, had a little bit more recognition. But at the time, he just was solo guy, and Y&T was on hold for a minute. Not that they ever broke up, but that Meniketti record, very true to form, great stuff, great songs, straight ahead rock. It's
Okay.
really nothing changed from Y&T to Meniketti. So
Well, I ran across one last night that I didn't even know nothing about, and I think it might have been in the late teens, maybe the early 2000s, but it was an acoustic
oh
Y&T.
yeah,
And I just heard the one song, and I think it was Mean Street. And it's acoustic, but I mean, it's full production, full drums, full. And man, that thing sounded incredible. Matter of fact, I started it because I'm going to go back and listen to it.
it
And
is good.
okay.
It's not old. It's like maybe within the last 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
It's
I
really
knew the cover was like an acoustic and a Marshall amp and a glass of wine or something sitting on it, or,
yeah, yeah.
and so I beg you guys, if you're watching this and you don't know Y&T, just pick something. Pick it and listen to it. I mean, if you're more into the 80s hair bands type sounds, you probably want to go in Rock We Trust or, Down for the Count. If you're more into like early 80s, rat heavy metal type stuff, you want to definitely check out their earlier records. And but don't, like you said, do not give up on Contagious 10. I mean, it's just so good. And we didn't even mention Open Fire, the live record.
Oh, that's right. They had that song "Go for the Throat" on that one. That was a newer. I think
Yeah.
it was a studio song. I don't even know if it was ever a studio track. I don't. I think it's. God, is it live on that one? I think it's
I
live.
can't
But
remember.
that song "Go for the Throat," I think it's only featured on that record, the
Yeah.
live record, which is Killer.
And I know it's not on YouTube, but I actually I ordered it. If you also get a chance, buy that documentary. I mean, the damn thing is what, like 3 hours long or something like
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah, I bought that disc as well. The
it is
DVD.
so good. It is fantastic. And I'm a sucker for rock documentaries.
Me too.
I
Yeah.
thought Bon Jovi always had the best ones. Bon Jovi's those oh my gosh, they done one on New Jersey that was amazing. The documentary they done on that, and I even bought The Circle because it came with a documentary.
Mm,
And The
yeah.
Circle's not that good of a record. There's a song or two, but the documentary's unbelievable. It's so good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Even that Bon Jovi documentary that was released on what was it, Paramount Plus or something like that
Yeah,
a few years
yeah,
back. Like
yeah.
that was even that actually re-engaged me in Bon Jovi because I was kind of frustrated or annoyed with a lot of their shit.
Yeah,
And then I watched that and I was like, okay, I'm back.
I'm
So
back. That's
so
right.
totally. Yeah.
That's
Speaking
right.
of I'm back, we'll be talking about it coming up.
Yep, yep, yep. Well, we might have an episode coming up on another channel. I don't know, some guru guy. I don't know who he is, but yeah, we've got I think something might be out about that maybe this week that everybody will enjoy. So
Yeah.
Ryan, my brother, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out. This has been a blast. And
Yeah.
it looks like we've already got a part two lined up because uh, you've never met Hoxie. I'll probably bring Hoxie on because he's also a huge Huey Lewis fan. So we might have us a little
Okay,
Huey
cool.
Lewis roundtable.
I'm down, man. Yeah, thank you very much for having me. It's always great. I'm always down. Anything for money, you know.
That's right. That's right.
But
You're
no,
check.
but it's awesome, and
Yeah, checks in the
it is.
mail.
Oh, oh, thanks, dude. Yeah. So anytime you want to talk about this shit, I'm down, especially a band like this. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
glad your channel's doing well, and it's great to be on the Guru channel with you too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, we owe a lot to Anthony, and I try to always make sure that I tell people, I'm not trying to my channel, I'm not trying to ride his coattails. I just, talk about some things that he's not talked about, or maybe he has talked about. But if I know he's fixing to talk about it, I try not to do nothing like that, to conflict or anything like that. And
Of course. Yeah.
Anthony's been a fantastic friend, and I am so happy for his success. His videos are just killing it. He's getting
Yeah.
blabbermouth and he's getting all these headlines. Man, it's fantastic. So,
Dude, that Robbie Crane thing, I'm like maybe 3/4 of the way through it. It's
yeah,
like it's like a good movie. I don't want to walk away from it.
yeah, that was, I get up super early, and last night I laid down at like 8 o'clock. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed. And at 10 o'clock, I'm sitting there still watching it, and I'm like, I have got to go to bed. I got to get up at 4, and it's like
Yeah.
I couldn't turn it off, man. And I'm like you, I'm about 3/4 of the way. I've not finished it all yet, but man, it was so good.
Oh
So
yeah.
good.
I texted him today. I'm like, I want Robbie Crane to be my best friend, man. That guy
Oh,
seems so cool.
yeah, he just seems like, and he's almost like the Forrest Gump of rock. He's been in
I
every
know.
situation, everywhere. You
You're
know,
right. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Brother, thank you so much. And we'll do it again really soon. Thank
Okay.
you guys for watching. Like I always try to say, peace. Don't be a dick. Be good to one another. And we'll catch you next time.